Thanks for joining us here at Tuggerah, Central Coast Sporting Complex and Recreation Centre. We move to the 16 girls division here for the Junior Regionals 2023. An all-Sydney battle between the Mets and the Scorpions. And the Scorpions to get a little taste of some defensive work to start here, it would seem. They're in the green outfit. And joining me in the commentary booth is none other than Carly Banks. A very good morning to you, Banksy.
Hey, morning, James. How are you?
Feeling silly?
Oh,
You're next
absolutely.
to me, so of course that's what's going to happen.
This could be a dangerous recipe.
It certainly could be, and it's not going to be anything like my bolognese, which is actually quite terrifically delicious and not dangerous at all. But there is the first penalty of the match here. So the Mets with free passage further upfield as they float it from right to left back towards the middle. Now play it down quickly here for Bruce, the Penrith product. Now to Barnett, shifting on further still for Carroll. Carroll plays it quickly inside that 7 now. Forced back though, good pressure in defence from the Scorpions. They come to the middle again. Ellie Barnett, a couple of dummies and then caught about 5 away. She plays it inside the 7, long floating pass, but they mark up well, make the touch, and there is the changeover.
Yeah, these two sides, traditional heavyweights in this division. So, yeah, we're in for a cracking contest, I believe, James.
There was a nice touch made at the death there from Matthews, who immediately heads towards the sideline, as does the rest of the side, to get those fresh replacements on. But good pressure here from the Mets, forcing them back, not allowing for a smooth transition with the subset. And then forcing an error as well. So all the early running here with the Sydney Mets.
Yeah, we've seen a few errors in that first round of fixtures, haven't we, James? Just the ground's a little bit dewy, and the players need to take a little bit more care with that. And then there's the commentator's curse straight away. So, yeah, I'm on fire.
Started early, Carly Banks, or David Stone had more than a few himself in match number 1 as they head into enemy territory now. Short little passes popped, and then the wraparound comes. Options back through the middle with Tonga. And again, looking to open something up. Tonga is there once more, floats a pass. Good touch is made. Nowhere for Smith to go. They'll play it down. Last one now. Stalia Smith again. They managed to keep cycling the ball through hands, but it's going to be a touch pass called. So there is the changeover. And we're seeing good defensive pressure from both sides to begin with.
Yeah, and I'm liking the Scorpion tactic there of them recognising very early that Mets are a little bit man on that scoreline defensively. So there are a couple of little switches in there. So I think that's a sign of things to come maybe later on in the game, James.
Good meters early on here for the Mets, and clever little interchange of passing as they got reinforcements onto the field. Now they can fend it out wider still as Golding hops in at acting half, and now they pick up some decent meters once more. Last play here. Golding an option once more. Comes that way now. The dummy comes in. I think there may have been a touch there before release. No, play on is the call. Still alive here for the Mets, but they've marked up well. I think it's Smith out there who's managed to crab across in that link position and shut it down. So a really good exponent of defence from both sides here.
Yeah. They're just feeling each other out in these early stages, of this game, James, and it'll just be working really hard to get to their 5th touch, get down the other end, happy with completions at this point in the game, and then hopefully being able to build a bit of scoreboard pressure as the game unfolds.
Nice little pass through the middle there from Lamusu. And unfortunately the follow-up not going to count here for the Scorpions. So still the deadlock unable to be broken. 0-0 the score. And the Mets now with a chance to work it away from their own end. Still looking for that first try scoring play as they head towards the subset. Get those fresh players on. Pressure comes up and in there from Bishop. Manly product from the Scorpions. Quick play the ball here from Diaz as they work it wider still now through Thayer. Dropping it down, last play and at pace as well. That's the kind of momentum they need, but there's got to be some sort of play on the end of it.
Yeah, well, their strike dumps are happening like at least, 15 metres out from the scoreline. So both teams, I would be sort of thinking if I'm in either coaching box, I'm probably looking at the speed of my transitions. If they can probably get away on touch 1 and touch 2 a little bit better, they'll probably find that strike dump is at, 10 metres out and not sort of, the extra 5 back, which makes it pretty tough to launch an attacking raid from there, especially if you're picking up and having a crack out of half.
It's a quick run there from Diaz. Now Thayer. Thayer ball in 2 hands, plays it on the 7. Picked up. Now a little crack here from Mika. Supplies for Diaz. Nice quick strike dump. Diaz wants more an option, but Matthews marks up well. Crabs across, makes the touch. And it's going to be A penalty here.
Yep, great decision by the referee there. They were definitely sort of offside, didn't make the 7, played the advantage. There wasn't any, brought it back for the penalty. Awesome refereeing.
Well, I love that Diaz thought the try had been confirmed there. She's kicked it back towards halfway before having to retrieve the ball herself.
Good to see the kicking games on song anyway from Diaz, James. Nice and early.
We'll have a little crossover with the Tasha Gale Cup. As Diaz pops in at acting half now. Thea, nowhere to go, turned back and plays it on the 7. Thea once more showing plenty of patience about her play. Touch eventually made there from Waiaria Ellis. Now off it comes to Liga Liga. Still there as an option. They float the pass long, though, and cut out Liga Liga, and ultimately doesn't find anyone's Lega Legas.
So if I'm down there in that Mets coaching box, I probably think the last 2 plays, one was inside the 7 and the second play was outside the 7. If they get it right on the 7 metres, and those little static cracks that they're wanting to have there will probably pay a little bit more of a dividend than what they're doing right now. So that'd be something that if I'm down in that Mets area, that would be what I'd be saying to the players.
So a bit of time has already transpired. No try scoring from either side as of yet. This could be a good opportunity. Diaz stepped up into the line, though, and shut it down. Clever play from the link. She had numbers on her outside from the opposition.
Yeah, I'm liking this Scorpions attack there. There's some really clever ball players out there who've got the handling skills and a running game as well. To really threaten Mets. They look very likely when they're down here on this scoreline, so I wouldn't be all surprised to see Scorpions score very soon, mate.
So a quick little raid here as Talia Tonga now hops in at acting half. Still has options on her outside. Rastalia Smith is one of them. Cuts out her instead. Goes wider still. Nowhere to go, though, for Chase Perrott.
Yeah, they need to get on this 7. They really need to get a strike dump around that 7.
Well, here they go now with that strike dump. Short pass. Tonga's there trying to use the footwork, but Liga Liga does a great job.
Yeah, resolute defence from the Mets girls. Take a bow. That was really well done. But again, both of these teams need to be really mindful about where their strike dump is being set.
So an incorrect play of the ball in the process will be a turnover here. So Berryman has a chance for the Scorpions, and they work it across now for Kiala Gray. And now Smith. Smith is caught not too far away from that 7-metre mark. Now play it once more here. Finally getting the full complement of players onto the field. They've actually done a good job to slow it down as they arrived. And now Lamusu still with a patient approach to her work here. Lamusu once more trying to work for this strike dump. Hasn't come as of yet. They threaten to go long. It's going to be a difficult pass to take in these kind of conditions, and Bishop was under all sorts of pressure, but referee's playing advantage. Another set to work with here.
Yeah, I'd really like to see them early on in the count just, really have a go at some of those static plays. Just a little, quickie little dive over there. Just on that 7, it's a little bit slippery down there, so it'd be interesting to see how the Mets girls move.
So Lamusu out of acting half. Quick ball provided for Masters. Masters thought she was through. Touch just came in time. In fact, it has been confirmed as a try. So Masters with a masterful effort.
There it was, and there's the first quickie, and they get a try. And that's exactly, in these conditions, early in the count, it's a no-risk play. It's a way of compressing the defence, and that's a really good strategy from the Scorpions sort of players. So, 1-0, James.
Try time for Coco Masters. First of the match. 1-0 here. Of course, no half-time breaks, just 25-minute matches, and the sides changing ends when a try is scored. As Bruce comes down a short side, and they pop it back towards the middle. Good pressure from Matthews, and I think a double Falcon there. That's exciting. Bit of pinball with the forehead.
Is that the first for the day, James?
That is the first of the day. We've only had to wait 2 games, and then we get a double, so technically we're going at 1 a match.
There you go. You put the silly commentary group together, and look what you get. Instant action.
Well, they give us what we desire.
That's right.
So the touch comes in here from the Scorpions, and back to that 7-metre mark they go. Work to do here for Button. It wraps around. They don't use her, though, initially. Now they'll pop a pass here for Golding. Button in an acting half. Good hands on that occasion there from Jim, who then fires a long pass for Bruce, but nowhere for Sienna to go. And so the Scorpions turn them away. For a moment there, I thought we'd lost a boot on, I believe it might be Yeah, Waira Ellis out there. In fact, she's just got the two different types on there. That's a bit groovy. But it was a sock that had come into the action. Here she is now, Ellis, playing the ball about 5 metres into enemy territory. And now they straighten things up here through Jones. Gets good metres. There is the one-booted woman in the form of Ellis. Ellis wrapping around, looking for some sort of opening. Manages to continue it on here, but they're going to call touch pass. Geez, that was close.
Yeah, Ellis is a class act. She's got all the skills, got the speed, got the ball skill, and got the brain. To really sort of cause the Mets' defence, some real headaches. And that was just on display now. And here we go with a repeat set here, an error from the Mets coming out of their own end. And let's watch for Ellis to see what she can come up with and concoct in this set of 6.
Yeah, good pressure from the likes of Mia Tonga there. Managed to force the error. And here is Ellis now. Slowing it down, 8 away from the line, then plays it directly on that 7-metre mark. Ellis back towards the middle. They're going to get another set here, though. Offside are the Sydney Mets. So back to that 7-metre mark they go with Ellis, who touches it once more. Bit of time spent down this end here. That'll make the pressure mount. Ellis gets a quick play of the ball. Pearce is an option once more. Ellis down from distance.
Ooh, very close. The referees are closer than us, so we'll run with that. But that was a really classy bit of play from Ellis. You'll notice her body position is fantastic on the quickie plays. She manages to twist the defenders in and get them exactly where she wants them. So, sign of a real class player, that.
Well, here she is wrapping around now. Nearly opened up another opportunity, but Button did a good job to close it up as if she was buttoning the shirt. Now popping back towards the middle, Ava Jones. Jones comes forward. Last play now. Ellis an option out on that left-hand side. Quick hands. Matthews promotes the pass, but it's going to be a touch pass, and that'll come back here. So good up and in defence from the Sydney Mets.
Yeah, you've got to give the Sydney Mets a lot of credit there for their defensive, shape there. They dealt with like the static attack early from Ellis, and then they went expansive late in the count. And the Lynx and the Wingers did a fantastic job for the Mets there. So let's see if they can get out of trouble here, James. This is really important to make sure they complete this set of 6 after being under a lot of pressure.
Well, unfortunately, it was building nicely, but that last pass just going forward, I think it is the right call from the referees. They were on the spot. Otherwise, they're away, though, the Mets.
Yeah, and it's exactly what the Mets didn't want, to be under another, set of 6 and a lot of pressure here coming in. If they can hold them out here, it just might be, a really critical juncture in the game, because if the Scorps get out to another one, it could be a little bit difficult to peg back from here.
So Rostalia Smith out there now, and she pops a pass back to the middle. Here's Tonga out of acting half, and now options wider still. Well read in defence, though. Coming in, it was Lacane.
Yeah, great defence from the winger Lacane. Made a great read, came in and snuffed out that attacking foray from the Scorpions.
Smith rolls it, and now again an option here through the form of Gray. Gray going all the way to the line, but no opportunity for her to open things up. So Tonga working through this middle now. Here she is. It's Leah Tonga and Kalia Gray. As Smith pops it, Tonga wrapping around. They don't use her. Instead, they come back to the middle with Smith.
Yeah, I would have loved him to get into a phase right there, because that could have had the Mets a little bit short, on that open side.
Well, here they go, short side this time, trying to get around the touch of Liga, who manages to stretch out the limb and get the touch right at the death. A wonderful piece of play.
She's in everything, both ends of the field. Been an absolute powerhouse for the Sydney Mets in this game.
And she is on the follow-up run to get the set started, and gets it started in, I was going to say, in great momentum, but I've done it now, Carly Banks. There's my commentator's curse.
Yeah, and I think what's got to happen here with the Sydney Mets, and it's fairly obvious that they need to complete a set of 6, but I'd be getting the players together and just saying, get yourselves a little bit deeper. If we manage to, defend this, get a little bit deeper. Let's have a safe set, get out of our end, and let's, put the pressure back on the Scorpions, because it's been 4 or 5 sets now that they haven't been able to get out, and this is an enormous amount of defensive, pressure to have to withstand. And unfortunately, they've done it. They've got out of jail.
There's great diving effort there from, I think, Lacane once more.
Yeah.
He's come up with a couple of big plays.
Now, as I was saying, James, this is critical, this set. They've really got to get out of their own end no matter what.
Well, was a difficult pass to take, and they can ill afford to drop it here. But once more, they found some joy last time they tried this particular effort. Button's been terrific with promoting the ball from her own end. They cycle it through their hands quickly and pick up some good metres. So up over halfway now with the follow-up. And now they can look to launch a raid.
This is so much better. And, you breathe a sigh of relief when you end up getting down the other end of the field and, and the shoe's on the other foot now. So Scorpions need to work hard, to track out of their end of the field. And, Mets will be breathing a bit of a sigh of relief there, James.
Well, Paul Cray on the sideline, barking instructions to his side.
And that's great coaching.
I think he's getting a bit of results here as a result.
It's great because he's brought them all in together and he's let them know exactly what he wants. And I have got no doubt he would have been saying, we need to complete and, get down the other end and really put the pressure back on the Scorpions.
The margin, of course, still just that one try. Scorpions getting across the line through Coco Masters, the Manly product, as the Mets had the ball again, so a chance to level things up with good field position here. Ellis makes the touch. Dummy to the open side and then back towards the far side of the ground from the commentary position. They're caught midway through the set, middle of the field in enemy territory. Late little pass is popped here for Womel, and that will ultimately be a touch pass that's called. So just a little bit of scoreboard pressure starting to come into things now.
Yeah, and this is where calm heads, have to prevail. Really getting down the other end. Like Scorpions were very determined in this set. They're really starting to get their flow, in this set, and that's important. Like it's the slowing up that's probably killing them. And over in that sub box, Coach Gloria Berryman, she would be wanting them to sort of run instead of holding the ball up like this because it just gives Mets a chance to get themselves a little bit composed.
Oh, Ellis, beautiful play off the left foot, then popping the pass. Doesn't quite get the try, but does get a result nonetheless. Ran at some offside players who made the touch, so another set to come with them. By my watch here, Carly Banks, we've got just over 8 minutes remaining, so there's still plenty of time.
Yeah.
And I think there's a fourth sub in the process too.
Yeah.
So for just a play or so, they'll be a woman down. Can they work it early here?
Oh.
Well, they didn't even look, unfortunately. Ellis picked out the numbers, but Tonga just couldn't find her outside woman in the form of Bishop.
Yeah, definitely the one that got away there, James. But I'll see what they're doing here. Little C play, little sweep around the back. Yeah, really need to let the ball do the work in that situation. And Mets, again, they've been so resolute in defence. At one stage they had the 5 players defending and they managed to get out of jail. They really need to, stamp home that little advantage that they've got there. And,
here's a big dummy, and off she goes now, Jade Elford. Elford stretches out the legs. Now, she's claiming she's away from them, but the touch has been claimed from Mia Tonga, and I think Mia is perhaps the more honest of the two on this occasion.
Yeah, no. She was that close. She could have kissed her. She was very, very close there. I don't think that was a play on there, but that's okay.
Cully, it's not that kind of contest. So the ball is to ground here against the Sydney Mets. So just when it looked to be a promising little build-up for them, they'll turn it over, and now the Scorpions back with ball in hand and still leading with about 7 minutes remaining here. They come just shy of that halfway line. Good flow about the set now. They get up over halfway.
And this is where they have to keep the ball moving here. They can't slow it up. And unfortunately, a touch and pass there from the referees. And the referees have been really good this game. They've picked up on all the little technicalities and it's great that they're starting it right from early on in the event, James, because then players can sort of get their rhythm and get their timing, and by the time we hit finals tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be in for some really, really good footy.
Yeah, we saw it in the first match. They were on point in that particular game between the West Southwest Suns and the Sydney Mets in the 16 boys division. Here we are in the 16 girls, and time is beginning to run out here for the Mets. The margin isn't huge, but with 6 minutes to go, they've got to be next to score here. The Scorpions, through Coco Masters, lead 1 try to 0, and they've got ball in hand at the moment. Tonga goes down the sideline and then pops it back to the middle. No real pressure there, but the ball coming to ground, and this is a great opportunity now for the Mets.
Yeah, and it's all about the unforced errors. both teams have found it really hard to complete sets, James, and it's just opened the door the whole time for each other. So this game's still got a fair bit of touch to play in it, even though, you know, it's ticking down. I really feel like, you know, it's still anyone's ball game for sure.
So Carroll plays it, and now Mika looking for an opening. Mika with a couple of dummies. Now supplying it wide. It's still here for Womel. Mika with plenty of open pasture in front of him. Mika goes through, looking to link up. Long pass over the top. They manage to maintain control of the ball, get it to ground, and we have a level ball game with about 5 minutes to go. It's 1-1.
Yeah, really, really nice play there. Picked up out of acting half. You know, the defender probably should have stepped up, you know, chucked a hand out and sort of made that touch on the shut. But, yeah, really, really decisive piece of attacking play. And the Mets have given us a really exciting finish here. We're all levelled up, James.
Certainly are, as Ava Jones now has a little crack at them. Passes there for Ellis, but the ball comes free, and now there's a bit of pressure that's turned onto the Scorpions here. All the momentum running at the moment with the Mets, so can they make it count here? They head back towards the middle, and then wider still for Liga Liga. It was a long ball, and Matthews was popping up, looking to snap it up. Very late pass at the line, not a touch pass though. Good play there. And now Thea linking here with Mika, who set up the first try, looking to set up another here. Mika puts the foot down. Oh, Mika getting away from them all. They come across and just stop them in time. They are building nicely here, the Mets, as we get into the closing stages. Thea pops it across. Still an option out wide. The touch comes in from Bishop, and they see it off, but it is working very well at the moment for the Mets.
Yeah, and really disciplined play from them, finishing the ball over on their sub-box side to make life that little bit difficult for Scorpions. And Scorpions trying to get to the box have come up with an error and coughed it up. And Mets' chance here to try and ice this game.
Well, Matthews had a sole focus there of getting to the sideline as quickly as possible. She didn't see the ball coming her way. Perhaps not quite her fault. It was a bit of a disconnect between middle and wing there. And now it does offer the Mets with an opportunity again, close to the line. So Barnett is an option. She receives it late here. Barnett playing it inside that 7-metre mark. They'll pop a pass here for Elford, who we know has a clean pair of heels if she can get away from them. On the 7 once more. Barnett searching. Touch comes in from Tonga, turned away. This is the last now without a strike dump to play with. Barnett once more links it up nicely, but they read it well, and Ellis and Tonga combine to shut it down.
Yeah, time sort of ticking down here, James. Scorpions have really got to get down the other end. They're looking for a penalty there, but they're not going to get one. They have to create momentum and they have to create the flow, and you know, pulling it up and sort of, you know, wanting a penalty isn't going to get it done at this stage. They've really just got to put their head down and work hard to try and get a strike dump, you know, coming into the back end of this set.
So under 3 to go, and they get away from a touch here, and now putting the foot down. Coming in to make
last touch.
A very important touch was Elford. Tonga once more threatening to link up with one of her outside players, Lamusu. It is in the end. And Lamusu nowhere to go. Barnett will play it here. We've got just shy of 2 minutes. So they fire it out wide. So the touch comes in now for Jasmine James, who hasn't seen a great deal of time on the field, but she might have a very important part to play here at the death because it's a changeover. Now she's in at acting half and fires it off here for Masters. The sole try scorer for the Scorpions. Just the one try piece here again, very much of defence.
Yeah, and it's all about composure, and it's really, really important here that the Scorpions have a little bit of flow into their plays rather than hold it up. Keep running. That's got to be a penalty. Yeah.
And Liga coming in and a little bit too hard with the touch there, so not much time remaining inside last minute and a half here.
Yeah, I'd be camped on that 7 and I'd be having a little dive over here.
They might well do that with a big goose step and then get into ground. And I think she may well have got underneath all the defenders. They'll just confirm here the two officials. I reckon they might point to the spot. No, it'll be a penalty, will it? Yes, it is.
Wow. That's a tough call, but that was an excellent play. It was the right tactic for that situation, and she was looking most likely.
We're inside the last minute now, so there won't be too many more opportunities.
That's a really good piece of play.
I think Elford's come across to make the touch. Maybe Bruce. Bruce doesn't get there in time. Try time it is. So right at the death, the Scorpions will score. The Mets will have one right of reply here. They'll get the ball from halfway. Yeah, there is enough time for about 3 plays.
Yeah, I love that little sequence. There was, you know, conventional quickie, then a reverse quickie and a little short pass there. Great work. They realised the lead and saver was super tight, just on the outside, and then they did the rest, and a deserved touchdown from the Scorpions there, because that was a really good piece of tactical play from the Scorpions girls.
Well, they've got to go now. They might get one more play after this one, but time very much running out. Ellis makes the touch. Thayer now across for Mika. Mika looking for an opening. Thayer once more, trying to pop a pass to the middle. This is the last, so this will now well and truly be the death of things here for the Mets. If they can't score, that'll be it, and the Scorpions see them off. Berryman gets the ball, and it simply becomes a case of hold on to the damn thing.
Yeah, other end of the field if I'm Gloria.
Oh, here's Ellis, though, who decides she wants something a bit more extravagant. There's the siren in the background. They'll keep it alive. Berryman thinks to pass. What are they doing? Just hold the ball. And it nearly ended up into the hands of one of the players out there, Amber Stapleton, who could have snatched it out of thin air.
They're entertainers, these Scorpions girls. What a really good quality contest, a real grind between these two sides, and I think they'll feature fairly prominently, for the rest of the event as well, and they can only get better from here, but already a pretty high standard and a really competitive game here, and it just shows what happens at the New South Wales Junior Regional Championships. Everyone's so keen to represent their region and put their best foot forward, so really looking forward to the rest of the tournament, James.
Absolutely, and those two sides that we know tend to feature come finals time. Great start to their respective campaigns, but at full time, the Sydney Scorpions victorious. In fact, I should say the Sydney Mets victorious over the Sydney Scorpions with a late piece of play there.
Scorpions,
yes, I got it right the first time. Don't worry about me. Sydney Scorpions defeating the Sydney Mets. 2-1 here in the 16 girls division. But up next, we move to another cracking fixture here. More Scorpions action coming your way. So don't go too far. We'll have it all here, live, exclusive and free on New South Wales Touch Football in the 18 divisions as the Scorpions take on the Hunter Western Hornets.